Hello people, so this Dragon Ball related video is going to be divided into two halves. One is going to be discussing the events of Dragon Ball Super Manga chapter 50. I know that's super late, but not pun intended. But I'm still going to give my thoughts on that. Plus, a recent leak that was released when it comes to Super Dragon Ball Heroes, which the latest installment in the arcade game in the story mode when it comes to the Demon Realm. You know I'm heavily invested in that because it could lead into the Super Dragon Ball Heroes manga, or better yet, the PR anime. We never know. I'll give my thoughts on that. So I'm going to give you my thoughts on the manga chapter first, chapter 50, leaving off with Moro and the cliffhanger, what his wish is going to be, what his other wish was. Now I have to give credit where credit's due to Toya Taro, and I have to admit, when I read the chapter, I honestly felt like when they held Ichiro Oda from One Piece, right, Dragon Ball Super, because this felt like something Oda would do when fans of the One Piece fandom would actually predict or speculate what his next move would be with the upcoming chapters, and he wasn't thrilled when people would guess right, so he switched things up along the way to keep people guessing. Now, I'm not saying Toya Taro did that, but I'm saying it gave me that same vibe because there's a lot of people, myself included, that predicted, oh, his second wish is going to be related to immortality. It's going to be something to do with Moro's body and something to do with Namek. Technically speaking, it did something to turn the tide of the fight. However, the way he executed it, he threw a curveball, and none of us saw it coming. At least I never saw this theory. And if you did, and if you somehow predicted this, congrats, because I didn't. I got to give him credit for that. However, I must admit, despite compared to the previous chapters we can get, I think this is kind of a meh average chapter when you consider it as chapter 50 of Dragon Ball Super. Not a lot of action between Moro and Goku and Vegeta, but we did get some action regardless, and it led into the next phase of the arc. And again, a lot of people predicted, oh, we're going to get the fusion of Gogeta, we're going to get Ultra Instinct Awakening from Goku, all this and that. We're going to get the Genki Dama Spirit Bomb on Moro. We can still get all that stuff, but we're going to have to wait a little bit longer to find out the results, because changed that around, but it also separated Goku and Vegeta by the end of this chapter. So I didn't see that coming either. So there's a lot of things that are unpredictable. And when it's unpredictable, it can be kind of good. So the Galactic Patrol Prison, and when I first saw this chapter, I'm like, wait, why are we going? We saw the inmates, and we saw some of the Galactic Patrol members like questioning, oh, we need to maintain surveillance over these prisoners, but should we pay them any extra attention? And one of them goes, no, we need to focus our attention on Moro. He's the biggest threat. As soon as he said that, I'm like, oh, I think I know what's going to happen here. And once you know it, a prison break, because the barriers are down, prisoners escape. We've seen some of these characters before earlier in the arc that Mira's took down, so they're reappearing in this. I did not see that one coming. So that, again, another unpredictable thing that happened very early on in this chapter. So Miras gets word of this. He's on the ship alongside Eska and, of course, Jaco. And Eska's kind of like relaying what he did with the wish. And, oh, his wish was to free the prisoners of the Galactic Patrol. Part of me thinks that's actually an average wish, considering the fact there was so much hype built into it. But at the same time, it's a genius because we never thought of it. And it did turn the tide of the fight. However, the reason for it is nothing to do with the inmates running the asylum on Namek. They got a ship and they got to Namek, right? That becomes a problem, and then we cut to where Moro is actually telling Goku and Vegeta, and like, why would you do that? Because we get a reason as to why Moro is the way he is, why he extinguishes planets, and why he absorbs the life energy. It's because he doesn't like peace, pretty much. He's a sadist for peace. He's pretty much like Frieza almost. And we get the underlings arrive on Namek. They charge at Goku and Vegeta, and Moro takes off on the ship, right? And like reinforces what I said the previous couple of chapters. Like, even with his full magic restored, he hasn't taken the liberty of testing himself against Goku and Vegeta. And remember what Vegeta said in the previous chapter, like, one of us full power Super Saiyan Blue could take him out. And I'm starting to believe that. However, the problem is, once again, as the fight progresses with the Father and Goku and Vegeta, they're into blue. You got the Great Lord of Lords there, this Grand Supreme Kai. they're taking care of the fire. But the problem is, Moro is absorbing their energy without touching them. He's in range, so he can absorb their energy while this is going on. They're not aware until finally they're aware because they go back, they revert into God form, Super Saiyan God. And so I thought that was kind of cool. He's taking their forms away little by little, and then Goku goes back into Super Saiyan 3, and then goes. And there's one crony actually punches Goku in Super Saiyan 3, so obviously he was been nerfed. In fact, Goku and Vegeta throughout this entire arc have been nerfed big time. So they're referred back to base form. They can go Super Saiyan. That's just about it. And once again, they're in the same situation as before. When the energy was depleted, they can't touch Moro, and now they've got the other links to worry about. And we got the Great Lord of Oz is also being handled because obviously he got wrecked in the previous chapter by Moro, so he's in a weakened state already. We got Miras showing up to actually help out, lend a helping hand, but obviously Moro takes off. They can't do much about it, and then here's where the separation kicks in because we have Goku take off with Miras' ship, and Goku and Vegeta's like, no, this is where we part ways. I can't deal with this. And Goku's like, no, you can't just take him on like that. So Vegeta knows this. I mean, sometimes he's stubborn to the point of it being annoying, but he's not stupid. So he's obviously he's got a plan. So he takes off this is where we part ways for now. So Vegeta's got a plan, and he's like, he's taking one of the Galactic Patrol members on a separate ship. And who's on a separate ship, so they can't really do anything. If their energy is depleted, they can't fight Moro. They definitely can't fight him alone. So we saw how that worked for Vegeta in the previous fight. How'd that work out? Maybe arrogant and sometimes prideful to the point of a fault, but he's not stupid. So whatever his plan is, and we find out that he actually wants to go to planet Yardrat. So that's interesting because I didn't expect that. So what is he wanting with the Yardratians? So I'm pretty sure it's going to have to do with instant transmission. But is Vegeta going to learn the technique, or is he going to get an army of Yardratians to help him out with the instant transmission? Because remember, that is light years away from the original planet Namek. So does Vegeta know where that's at? Because if not, that's going to take some time. They've been setting up Vegeta's character to do something epic. This could be it. However, I still don't think even with this, he's going to defeat Moro by himself, but at the same time, the way they portray Moro these past few chapters, makes you wonder, is Moro afraid to tangle with Goku and Vegeta because he's outmatched from a physical standpoint? So obviously he has the experience, man. He's outwitted Goku and Vegeta again. So with that alone, I appreciated this chapter. However, it was kind of an average chapter, if I'm being honest, compared to what we got the last chapter. I can't wait to see what happens next. Is Vegeta going to learn the instant transmission? I don't think so. That would mess up Goku doesn't have enough energy to perform the technique, so I guess they need more Yardratians or the instant transmission itself to help them out. So that was the chapter. Like I said, very decent. It's okay. It moves the story along, and obviously the final battle isn't upon us just yet, so I didn't expect that. So let me know what you guys think about the chapter. If you have this review, thank you guys so much for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Now, moving on to the second half of this video, and like I said, it's a two-parter. The other half is going to be focusing on the latest reveal of the latest leaked footage that we got from Super Dragon Ball Heroes. They do this every so often. I usually don't make videos about leaks, but this was too much of a hype building leak just to skip by and not say something. So if you're not aware, I actually caught wind of this on Twitter last night. Some of you may be aware. Now, in the latest universe mission with the Demon Realm that's taking place, I've mentioned this several times. I'm highly invested when it comes to characters like Mechikabura, Dabura, Poutine, Toa, those characters in the Time Patrol. We've seen Super Saiyan 4 Gohan. We've seen Super Saiyan 4 Xenogogeta use Kaioken. So we often wonder the question, what was next? Well, here's our answer. After Pan being a Time Patrol as well, looks like the footage, we see the Demon Realm looking badass, by the way. We see Toa leading the front and center, Mechikabura, and then we see a burst of aura, red aura, and in that aura is Zeno Future Trunks, the Time Patrol Trunks with long hair, and he's tapped into Super Saiyan God power for the first time. So I didn't expect that, and just to show you what could happen in Dragon Ball Heroes, what could be next. The fandom has gone crazy, cool, and it makes sense. And a lot of people kind of, oh, Dragon Ball Super Trunks is a lot stronger. I'm not so sure I agree with that for the sake of a lot of people seem to underestimate how strong this Trunks really is, because if you followed Super Dragon Ball Heroes manga in the Dark Empire arc, it's previously stated that Trunks did a bunch of training in a room similar to the Room of Spirit Time, aka Hyperbolic Time Chamber, a similar dimension where he and Zeno Goku trained to reach a new level, and after that we found out that Trunks could go Super Saiyan 3. We've seen it in the promotional, we saw it in the manga, so that was confirmed. Obviously it's not canon, but it is in the Super Dragon Ball Heroes manga, and this could have eventually reached the manga with this arc, and I would love it, even if it is the manga, I would love it. So, because the direction they're heading in is great. You have Super Saiyan 4 Gohan, which he's been portrayed with more spotlight than Super's ever done. I don't want to sound bitter or like it sound like a dick, but it's obvious. The previous trailer, and then obviously we got Gogeta in Super Saiyan 4 using Kaioken. I didn't realize that at the time. I explained that reasoning. And now it looks like we have Super Saiyan God Zeno Trunks, which I never saw coming, but it makes sense given the direction of where the story heads. And spoiler alert, we haven't even seen Klonoa, the Supreme Kai of Time, in animated format since the ending of the Dark Empire arc. We've seen leaked footage of her, we haven't seen her in animated capacity, so I'm curious what they're going to do. The next Universe Mission trailer, possibly in the opening, we get ever so often, so I just want to get my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think. Super Saiyan God Zeno Trunks, or Time Patroller Trunks. So the Super Saiyan Rage Trunks we got for Dragon Ball Super Trunks kind of got outshone here by the original. So if that makes sense. So let me know what you guys think down below. That's it from this video. That's it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like the video if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more Dragon Ball content. Catch you guys later. Bye.